Hey, Mal from Angle 3D here. In this quick tutorial, I will show you how to create a color and texture customization option in Angle 3D Configurator. Once your 3D model is uploaded, the first thing you'll need to do is create a customization option by clicking on this button right here. You will then need to choose which type of option you want to create, in this case, color and texture. In this example, we'll create an option that will change the color of the body part of this bag right here. The first thing you'll need to do is give your option a name. Let's call it body. The second thing you'll need to do is select the body part of the 3D model by clicking on the Pick Model components right here. You will then be able to highlight the different components of the bag and click on the body component to select it. Please note that you can also do that by using the hierarchy here. Once you're done, please click on Confirm Picking. Now that you selected your components, you will be able to click here and highlight them to check that you're working on the right components. The next step will be to create your color options by clicking on Add a Color option. For each color option, the first thing you'll need to provide is the swatch color information. Swatches are the little buttons your customers will need to click on to update the color in the configurator. A swatch can either be a color or an image. In this quick example, we'll use a solid color. Let's go with brown, for example. Please note that this will not update the color of your 3D model. Like I said, it's only for the swatch color. We'll also need to give it a name. Let's go with brown. On the right side here, this will allow us to update our 3D model. In 99% of cases, you'll need to use a texture. Textures are images that are wrapped around the 3D model to give them a particular look. The textures will need to be provided to you by your 3D artist. Once you get them, you will need to upload them in the app by clicking on Select Texture. You will then need to upload your texture by clicking on Add File. In this example, the 3D artist provided a textures folder that contains textures for all the different components of the bag. In our case, we will choose the body. Here we will find all the variant textures. In this case, we will select the brown texture. It will upload. Once uploaded, we can click on Done. In this case, since the brown color was the default color of the bag, we could not see any change, but let's go with the second option. Click on Add a Color option. Select the swatch color. Let's go with burgundy this time. Give it a name, burgundy. Select texture, and this time select the burgundy texture. It will upload, then click on Done. This time you could see an update being applied to the 3D model. The body part is now burgundy, as you can see. Now let's create a few more color options. Click on Add a Color option. Choose a swatch color. Let's go with black, for example, this time. Give it a name, black. Select the texture. Add file. Select your black texture. It will upload. Click on Done. Let's do a last one. Let's do yellow this time. Let's choose a nice yellow color. Give it a name, yellow, and select the texture. Add file and select your yellow texture. Click on Done. Now that all your variant textures are created, you can now create on the preview button for each option and check that everything is set up correctly. Now let's worry about a few more options available in the customization option setup. You will also see that you are able to provide a description for this customization option. This is a description your customers will see, so they know what this body option will do. You can also select a camera angle for this customization option. So let's click on Select Camera Angle. All you need to do is select the camera angle you would like to see for the body option. Let's put it that way, let's say, and click on Confirm. The last thing you'll need to set up is the input type. By default, it's displayed as buttons, but in this case, let's display it as a color palette. And that's it. You just created your first color and texture customization option. You can now click on Done. Once you click on Done, you will go back to the main screen. You will see all your customization options, and you will be able to play with the customization option we just created. So we can change the color of the body part. To make sure we don't lose our setup, let's click on Save. Depending on how the 3D model was created, the other components might be using the same image for the textures, or they might be different. In the case where they are the same, here's a quick shortcut for you. Just click on the little arrow on your customization option and click on duplicate. This will duplicate your customization option, its name, its textures, its color option, everything will be duplicated. All you need to do now is click on the little arrow of the duplicated option, click on edit. In our case, the handle part of the bag is using the exact same textures as the body, but we want them to be configurable separately. So all we need to do this time is change the name from body copy to handle. All right. And second thing we'll need to do is make sure that we select the right component. Model component, click on edit. You will unselect the body and select the handle instead. Click on confirm picking. Last thing we might adjust is the camera angle. Click on edit. Maybe something like this to show the handle. Click on confirm and click on done. And that's it. You will see that now we can change the body color as before, and we can now change the handle color separately. Like I said, in some cases, the images for the textures might be different for some other components. It is the case for this middle part and the straps of the 3D model here. What we will do now is add a new customization option with new textures. You click on add a customization option. Select color and texture once again. This customization option will update the color of the straps component of the bag. So let's call it straps. The second thing you'll need to do is pick the model components. Click on pick model components, select the straps, and click on confirm picking. The next thing you'll need to do is add the color options. Click on add a color option. You will need to set the swatch color like before. Click on the swatch color. You will see that now you have some presets color that have been set in the previous customization option we created. So click on the brown color, call it brown. Now the textures will be different. Click on select texture, add file. You will select the right folder this time. Go in straps and band, select the brown texture. All right, so you will see that now you will have two textures that will be brown. One is for the body and the handle, and this one is specifically for the straps. They are different. All right, click on done. Let's do the same thing for the next color. Add a color option. Let's go with burgundy. The color is already there. Let's call it burgundy. Select texture, add file. And let's do the last two colors. It was black. Select texture, add file. You get the idea, and let's do the last one, which was the yellow color. Now you will have some really similar images in your textures library, so to be able to tell which one is what, we really suggest you give your file some appropriate names. You will then be able to hover the different images and see the specific name of each of them appearing at the bottom left corner of this pop-up here. You will then also be able to use our search feature. So let's type strap, for example. You will then see that you only see some strap textures. If you hover them, you will see the name appearing. Let's do the same thing for the body, for example, and then you will see only the body textures are appearing. So let's close this filter. Let's click on done. Let's now use the preview button once again to make sure that everything is set up correctly. Check all your colors. Let's also check for the camera angle, let's say. Select something that makes sense so we can see the straps. Confirm. Let's also set the input type, color palette as before, then click on done. Save your work to not lose it. And that's it. Your 3D configurator is now set up, and now is the time to check it out on the storefront. If you did not yet integrate the app in your storefront, please make sure to follow the storefront integration steps by clicking on this link right here. Then click on the product name at the top right and then click on View Product on Store. Let's now check out your final 3D configurator. Your newly created customizations are now visible, and we can now customize the bag in any color we want. In most cases, you will need to use textures, but in some other cases, you might have a product that has a smooth finish and a solid color like this plastic helmet here. In such cases, we might use a color code instead of a texture. Let's check it out. Click on Create a Customization option, Color and Texture. In this example, we will change the color of the outer shell component of the 3D model. Let's call it outer shell. Pick Model Components, select it. Click on Confirm Picking. Let's add a color option. Let's say we want it to be red, so the swatch color will be red. Give it a name, red. And this time, instead of using a texture, we will use a material color. Click on Material Color. A color wheel will appear and you will be able to change the color dynamically. And that's it. The helmet can now have any color you wish just by playing with the color wheel.